Oh dear.
This is Wriggler.
Call me Riggs. I got you, darling. Don't worry, friend. We'll take good care of her. Welcome to Ward 13.
Hey, don't worry. Riggs is right. She'll be fine.
Are you okay?
Just a headache.
Hey, Clementine. Let me get you some water.
I'm fine.
Oh, you're not fine. You need rest.
Bo!
See, why they keep pulling this type of thing in media?
Thinks that puts him in charge of everything and everyone.
Like it's only the shorties who be having an issue with clear instructions.
I'll get some rest.
If you're viable, why you being a weirdo?
I've been through a lot worse, you know.
Yeah. It started off probably not as bad as getting worse.
So,
I'm gonna get rest on my time.
Traveler,
These females be good.
your friend will be fine. I'm Bo Ward, and this is Ward 13. You must have come a long way. The route's dwindling and all, but the road's still a dangerous place. What were you two doing out there? Yeah, well, you'll be safe here for as long as you need, Traveler. I didn't know anybody knew what we were doing out here. Feels kind of nice, actually. Hey, ask around if you need something. Oh, start with Ford. I'm sure he'd like to meet you.
Always talking about getting out of here, sailing
If
the
you're
sea.
looking for Founder Ford, I usually see
you'll
him
never
over
catch me
at
on
the
a boat.
warehouse. You sound so much like Brad sometimes.
Oh.
This is not up for discussion, Clementine. You're staying, and that's fine.
I don't remember asking for your permission.
Watch your tone, young lady.
Excuse me? I'm 132 years old, in case you forgot. And I am not your child. You don't have authority over me.
On this, I do. This town needs you. You can't go wandering off after something that might not even exist.
Oh, that's rich. What have you been doing the last 100 years then, huh? What the hell are you doing right now?
Well, that's different. I'm trying to fix things.
Things that you broke when you tried to play God.
That was Harsgard. I was just following orders. I didn't...
Oh, and that makes it okay? You know how many people died because you just followed orders?
Of course I know. You think I don't remember that every goddamn day? I'm trying to make things right here.
So am I. You're such a damned hypocrite, Ford.
We'll talk about this later.
Out of my way.
Whoa, what have we here? Ah, the Traveler, of course. Wallace said, yes, right on time. Sorry you had to see that. But then again, you've been around. I'm sure you know. Families fight. Andrew Ford. Good to make your acquaintance. In the flesh. I'm sure you've got a lot of questions, and I've got a favor to ask. So let's get to it. You first. That's a longer story than I can indulge right now. Let's keep it to this. You know how some things you drink can make you drunk? And some things you eat can make you sick or sleepy? Well, other things do this. It's a big world out there. It's a great answer, just not a full one. Not you precisely, as in name, rank, serial number, but I knew someone was coming. Aren't you clever? Skeptic. That's fine. It so happens I knew you'd be coming today. Or I hoped. Our young Wallace told me. Wallace? He's a special kid. A lot like somebody I used to know. She had bad dreams, too. Dreams about things that hadn't yet come to pass. If you can find me someone who can explain it better, bring him in. Oh, nothing too dangerous. I've got to marshal my resources. And then we'll get into it in earnest. Let me see if I can get you up to speed. Don't think there's a soul in town has lost as much as Riggs. Don't know how that man gets up out of bed every day. But he does. And we're compared to who? Bo might be young, but he knows the run of a ward. Learned from the best. He was orphaned, just a kid. Ward 13 sort of adopted him. Ran security when he got old enough. Did a damn good job of it. Only made sense to put him in charge once we started up here. Arguing's not the same as fighting. Clem and I have known each other longer than anyone else here. That's a lot of water to put under a narrow bridge. Looks can be deceiving. In fact, she's 132 years old. Not quite. Clementine spent a long time away, keeping strange company. Something like that will change you. Want some intel, eh? All right, Traveler. Now that you've shot your shot, here's mine. I need an able young scrapper to help an old man out. Talk to Wally. You'll find him out by the docks. After that, gear up, and then meet me at the ward gate. I'll tell you a story.
God and my mother. Did Bo send you over here, or did you stumble your way over here yourself? Bingo. I'm McCabe. I like to keep to myself and my work. My work happens to be tinkering and modding weapons. And that's already more information than I like giving out. Capiche? Look, it's not personal. I just don't like being distracted. I get into a zone, you know? Pisses me off when people come by and interrupt my me time. But I'll tell you what. You're clearly not the average stray that shows up here. So I'll make you a deal. You find anything interesting out there, bring it back to me and I'll see if I can use it to mod your weapons. Okay? Oh, and if you tell anyone I was nice to you, I will cut you.
Oh, friend. Glad to see you're all right. What can I do for you? That's right, but everybody calls me Riggs. I try to keep folks safe out there. My specialty is armor and weapons upgrades. Speaking of which, Bo mentioned you might need some help getting your feet back under you. Well, whatever you need, don't be afraid to ask. We all help each other out here. Even McCabe. Take care, my friend.
Well, ain't you a right mutter? Traipsing in here like you own the place. Ha, I'm just pulling you. Name's Brabus, and I run security around here. Well, seeing as you got the mayor's personal approval, I reckon you ain't problem now. I also make sure folks hereabouts can protect themselves. Ain't just the root kicking around. A lot of folks still ain't chummy with this whole rebuilding society business. I should know. I used to be one of them. Up until about 20 years ago, I ran a pack called the Mud Dogs. We took what we wanted and killed anyone who crossed us. We a dog-eat-dog world back then. We all did what we had to survive. Things might be different now, but a lot of folks can't chew a path out of the old ways. Maybe never will. Keep your gun loaded and your wits about you, stranger.
Greetings. Forgive me. I am not good with Paxotech faces. Oh, it is new. I thought I had seen it before. So difficult to tell Paxotech apart without hoof and horn. I am Sa Israk Thadwell. My Paxotech name is Dwell. I sell wares crafted using refined crystals from my world. They make Paxotech faster, stronger, more powerful. They help it defeat its enemies. And the prices are quite fair. Of course, Paxotech. Yes, that is always the question. I am Pan, from the world of Yesha, where the Eternal Empress reigns, the Doe and Ravager run free, and the balance breathes life to the jungle. Or so it used to be. Alas, it is not. Long and long have the Immortals oppressed the common Pan, wielding their power as if it were something they had earned or deserved. The Pan have rebelled against this tyranny, and for a time, it looks as if we could win. Then the pestilence came. What Paxotech call the Root. When I last saw her, Yesha languished under the pestilence. The Ravager prowls, and the Dog is lost. The rebellion continues, but my people ache for relief. Paxotech, foreign to the Pan, meaningless, perhaps on Paxotech world, but it is at home on Dwell's tongue. The Paxotech Ford, the founder. On its last visit to Yesha, it said it was possible. I do not understand the complexities myself, but now I am here. Ford came to Yesha many times, aiding the rebels against the tyranny of Immortals. His desire to protect was clear even then, as was his craft for violence, which he freely shared. Dwell did not learn Paxotech Ford's violence, but shared in aiding the rebels with the same wares I offer here. Both aided rebellion, so both shared imprisonment. Oh, I languished for years, a cost I had never hoped to pay. But another Paxotech, the one they say wanders the world, came to free the Ford, and the Ford freed Dwell, and many others. Not Paxotech name, perhaps, but it is my name whilst I live among Paxotech tongues. They are crafted using a special crystal found only on Yesha. The Ahane, the priests of the Ban, forbid the crystal's use among commoners. But the Gala craftier than Ahane know. Long and long have the Gaul used the crystals for weapons, or even cruder things, like swords. But it takes an artisan like Dwell to bring out their full potential. They are crafted with refined crystals, and all crystals are special. A crystal is order, perfection from husk to heart. Some crystals split light. Others, like stones used to bring me here, can bridge worlds. The crystals I use carry power within them. Some pan believe them to be divine, but this power is merely the interaction of the crystal's harmony with the chaos of the world. As the
That's a nice way to say it.
has done for ages, I refine the crystal to magnify its harmony and focus its power. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Of course, Paxutek. The wind hears it.
Shut up, pow! Take that, Deadwood!
Wally's waiting for you. Don't believe me? Talk to him. You'll see.
Ah, looking for Wallace? He's got a place overlooking the docks.
I see you, Traveler. You're the one Ford's been waiting for. Though, he doesn't know he's been waiting. He thinks he needs help. It's her who needs it. You know. And you don't. Sorry, I shouldn't say. Things get messier when I tell them. I'm Wallace. Did I say that yet? Probably. The site, you know? Sorry, I probably said that already too. You have a path to walk. You choose the first step here, but your path can change if you wanted to. That makes a lot of sense now. You're right, of course. Your path is waiting. Tell Brabus and McCabe I sent you. They have what you need. They're the next step on your journey. Until next time.
Thanks, Wallace.
Better be worth my time, traveler. Shit. You're serious, aren't you? Alright, so what the hell is this journey? I swear, if that boy weren't so goddamn right all the time, he and I'd be having words. Percussive ones. Fine. Well, the only reason anyone bothers me is because I'm good with a hammer. So, either I can modify your weapons, or we can find a more creative use for it. Tell you what, I heard you picked up something strange on your little jaunt earlier. Maybe I could do something with it. There. That ought to help with whatever journey he saw you on. Just tell Wally to be more specific next time, yeah? So we're done here, right? Or do I need the hammer again? The best news I've heard all day. We're finished here.
You look like you need some shooting practice. That boy what talks to the root? I don't trust Wally with a hot meal. But I also ain't dumb enough to cross him. I don't reckon he was any more specific. Right. Well, the boy's crazy, but he ain't stupid. And I can see your gear is, lacking, to say the least. If he asks, you tell him I gave you this. No charge. Riggs is gonna talk my ear off if I don't send you over to him next, isn't he? Fine. Go see Riggs, then. Tell him he can do whatever the hell he wants.
Good to see you again. I don't suppose he was more particular about why. Ha! Yeah, that sounds like Brabus. Right. Well, I've got a pretty focused skill set. I reckon I know what he means. Come to me if you ever need to upgrade your equipment. safe out there.
Geared up and ready. Should we head out? Or, is there something you wanted to do first? Then let's not waste any more time. This way.